So today we try to get this wrecked Mustang to run and drive and sort of succeed. So here's our 93 Mustang GT. I bought this as a donor car to be for a Factory 5 Cobra. And I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to use it for or not, but it's got a lot of good stuff, but it's been hitting the front pretty hard. Somehow they missed the bumper, but managed to cream the core support and somehow impact up here. So basically, you can see how high all this is, and that's with the hood open. So all this has gotten pushed up, and the wheel and tire have been pushed rearward. You can see it's jacked up in the air right now. You can see how close it is to the body there. And so it's making it so it won't steer and the clutch won't disengage. So what I think I'm going to try to do is loosen up all the bolts on the K-member and yank the K-member forward, and hopefully that'll be enough to kind of free everything up so it'll steer and the clutch will disengage. I can move this thing around easier. So it's a shame. Overall, it was a pretty decent car. It's been resprayed, but it's got a few aftermarket parts on it, and it was decently clean. So unfortunately, I'll probably never see the road again. It's not really worth fixing, but it's a good parts car, and I just want to make it so I can, yard drive it. So we'll see how this goes. All right, well, we all knew this was probably going to end up going full redneck at some point, and well, here we are. So chain to the truck, chain wrapped around. Well, I don't think I want to tell you where I've wrapped the chain wrapped around, but don't worry about that part. So here's a sciencey bit. We're gonna see if this thing actually moves at all by measuring the distance between the tire and this messed up pinch weld. We're starting off, can't really get the tape in here and hold the camera at the same time, but it's about a 1/2 inch here to here. So we're gonna do a few light yanks now that all 8 K-member bolts are loosened up, and we're just gonna see if it moves. And that may or may not give us enough that we can yard drive this. This may be a complete waste of time. We're gonna find out. So after a couple of very precise yanks, some precision body work here, we have actually managed to relocate the K-member forward a little bit and straighten stuff out enough that we got, I don't know if you can see it, but a smidge over 1 inch now. So it's a 1/2 inch this thing moved forward. And so the clutch actually kind of disengages now enough that you can start it in gear and actually use it to move itself around. And the steering works a little bit. So probably actually will keep going a little bit, but may need to anchor the car a little better. We managed to drag it about 10 feet down the hill. But yeah, that actually kind of achieved my goal. So we're gonna try it a few more times and then actually see if we can start up and drive this thing around. All right, well, after a significant amount of abuse to the K-member and control arm with the chain, it did shift forward about 3/4 of an inch, so the clutch kind of works and the steering kind of works now. So I can at least start it in gear and then let the clutch out, rather than can't shift gears, but I'm going to try to drive it anyway. All right, so first gear maybe, clutch all the way in. Let's see what we got. There's first gear. Oh, and it is actually driving. Wow, this is so sketchy. Making all sorts of noises. Oh, there's reverse. actually driving this thing. Oh, this is way sketchy. This thing's so broke. Out of reverse. Come on, you gonna give me first? Come on, give me first. Second, something? There we go. And there's second. Something is making a horrible noise in the rear. Wow, that was mega sketchy. But I wonder if I can now do burnouts with it. Alright, so not much success there, just not enough clutch, but what it did unveil is the fact that A, the limited slip appears to be working, B, it is hemorrhaging fluid. That's lovely. And C, yeah, this is a total pile of garbage. This thing would just not hit burnout. Alright, I thought for sure some combination of starting gear and rolling around and nailing it, I'd eventually be able to get this thing to break loose, but turns out not. So I guess I have to actually get the clutch working in order to be able to do anything really, but at least I can move it forward and backwards now. It steers sort of, and yeah, so hope this was somewhat entertaining, and we're not done yet. We'll get this thing figured out eventually, so please like, subscribe, and we'll see what we come up with next.
Just want to remind everybody, this is just for fun. Don't do this at home. This is just to straighten the car out so I can move it around the yard. This is not how you fix your car. You don't do this. You could hurt yourself, hurt somebody else, and this car is not meant for the road use. So just throw it out there.